Hello everyone. This is Greta, your host, and we are back with our live game development updates yet for another month. And if you have skipped the previous ones by any chance, you can catch them on our YouTube channel. And today, I know you guys have been waiting. I know you want to hear more, see more. Don't worry, we got you. With me, I have today two of the guests. Some of you may know them, some of you may not. But there we go. We have Abo and we have Veni as well here with me. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How are
Nice to
you
be there.
doing?
We are doing great. We are so hyped with the things that we are going to demonstrate today. A lot of progress, a lot of cool stuff, and a lot of gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much
We're gonna
gameplay do we
have,
talk about?
So we spent quite a lot of time the past month. Abu can say how many nights we spent together developing this cool game, how much of a progress
yes.
we made. So it's gonna
It's
be fun.
been a lot of work. We definitely could use some additional sleep in the next days, to be honest. I mean, Vanny also went to Brazil, and the team came back crawling because it was a very exhausting experience on top of all of the mega push we did for the last deadline. But I think it's been worth it. I mean, it's been quite fun so far, and everybody's enjoying our time. Today we have a lot of stuff to show for it, so it's probably been worth it. What would you say?
Absolutely. And speaking of Brazil, we've been to the BGS event, which probably most of you guys already know. We have amazing footage from there. It was hell of an experience. We managed to play with a lot of you guys that were there at BGS. It was huge blast for us, and we are going to share a lot of that experience with you today. So stay tuned. Greta will basically kind of manage the whole media that we have prepared, and she will demonstrate everything that we captured from there.
Absolutely. And before I switch to this very spicy screen, I'm gonna say it's spicy because it's gonna be mind-blowing for everyone that's watching right now. I also want to say we have, as you can see, moved the streams to completely remote so more people of our team can join and share their experience and insights about the game. And don't forget, we have our TikTok page, guys. If you use TikTok, if you want to see more of our content, make sure to follow us on TikTok. And can we have some links in the chat, please? Either you can find it in the description down below or the links in the chat, but make sure to follow us on TikTok as well. And I guess with no further ado, let's see what we have cooked.
Scars of Honor started as a passion project, and right now it is something that we present here at BGS.
Our motto is from the community for the community.
It is an absolute achievement what we have achieved through the years. A just dream come true. It is not easy, it is absolutely not easy to make an MMORPG of the scale of Scars of Honor. I'm so blessed that I have created a team that is truly capable of achieving everything that we need and everything that we should deliver to the community of Scars of Honor. I'm pretty sure people will enjoy what we are demonstrating here. So I invite everyone to come and visit us.
Absolutely, absolutely lovely, absolutely incredible. I was there too. I was there too, alongside with most of our team, and I can tell you from firsthand, yo, that was something incredible. Like, this is one of the biggest events. People were so hyped, all the emotions around it. Like, I see a lot of people here in chat are saying they're gonna cry. Well, I am on the verge of it. Although we just came back home like a couple of days ago, I can still feel the hype. I can still feel the vibes and everything around it. It has been incredible.
The energy that all of us got charged there, it is absolutely amazing. I really want to thank all of our Brazilian fans that managed to come at our booth and meet with us like face to face. You guys really charged us, I mean, a lot. All the smiling faces, all of you guys enjoying the game, coming over and over again to play just one more time, one more time, and that in 5 days in a row really says a lot. We managed to convince a lot of new players about the MMORPG genre. We managed to see them coming over and over, coming together with friends and enjoying MMORPG the way we used to enjoy when we were kids. This feeling, it is just amazing. It is something that is really making all the efforts that we are putting, all the Beast Burst team really makes it worth it. It was outstanding experience. I can definitely say that.
After all, it's been worth all the sleepless nights and all the effort from everyone in the team. So well done, like well done, everyone. It was incredible.
Definitely, this is not the last event that we will be visiting. Next year, we will be visiting Gamescom in Germany. For sure, we will be back again in Brazil because what we have seen there, it was amazing. 5 days, guys. All of the PCs were full, like absolutely full all of the time. Five versus five, and we never had like a blank spot where you can sit and play if you don't wait in the queue. A lot of people were playing, then going back to the queue just to play again and again and again and prove themselves in battle. There, we have shown for first time something that we will showcase today. This is the new Battleground mode that we have developed called Morning Pass. It is quite interesting because we are taking a completely different approach in demonstrating a PvP experience inside an MMORPG. A lot of people got confused when they saw it in first time because they were thinking, is this a MOBA? Because we just selected this mode. The moment when you get inside the game, you're queued and you get inside the battleground as fast as possible, so a lot of people can just see our new combat, which is something that we're gonna spend a lot of time today discussing, because the new combat, the new graphics are completely like you're watching a different game. Tell us, guys, in the comments, don't you agree by just the footages that you have seen so far? Of course, later you see more. Let us know what do you think about it. But this battleground mode, it is kind of interesting because there we are adopting so-called skill-based methodology of playing, which means every time you enter the battleground, you're getting stripped naked of your gear that you have acquired throughout playing the game, like leveling, questing, etc. And you are there with a base gear that is given to your class. With that said, the whole idea is for you to demonstrate your skills. Also, on the other hand, if you have played, let's say, 5 months and you have acquired a lot of gear, you don't want to, or you have not played 5 months and you're just getting inside the game, you don't want to be smashed with 2 hits from somebody who have played non-stop and the game become meaningless for you. This is why we have developed this mode. Of course, there will be another mode, which is the so-called progression mode, where you go there with all the gear that you have created throughout your journey in Scars of Honor. But we have the two different play styles. to allow the people playing a lot and people playing from time to time to enjoy in same manner. So also let us know what do you think about this kind of approach, because I'm pretty sure Scars of Honor is the first game, the first MMORPG that demonstrates such kind of PvP activity.
Yeah, and it's interesting to note that this has been for us a very useful benchmark to understand how much we can stretch the game engine and the game structure to create custom game modes to really give variety. So tomorrow we may want to add more game modes which are based on additional mechanics or simply a different angle of competitive gameplay. Again, meta progression versus purely skill based. This has been an extremely good benchmark for us, and it can work. Like, you can have meta progression as a character and also improve your meta progression through a purely skill based. It would be very reminiscent of stuff like Smite, for instance, or someone in the comments mentioned Crowfall. Crowfall, it's a bit different because it's only that. It's mostly just the PvE. There's very little PvE, but yeah, this gives us a lot of leeway. Like, we can really now play around with this system that we set up. We can really play around and add new game modes as the game progresses, and we can truly make this a living, breathing thing where you can find new things to play and new ways to play, even the same maps later on in different modes. And again, this is all up to us, of course, and up to the feedback of the community. But we now have these tools, and they're gonna be extremely powerful for us.
Abo, let's explain a little bit about the rules of Morning Pass. Can you share a little bit more information, how to play Morning Pass and what you see there?
Absolutely. So, how Morning Pass works? The mode, it's a level play field, so that means that when you log into Morning Pass, into the match, you are put to a fixed level. You still need to define if there's gonna be level brackets. Possibly there's gonna be level brackets, but right now it's a fixed level, so you're brought to level 10 regardless of which level you are, and you're given a basic equipment. What you can do in the Morning Pass is you can get better gear, so you can find chests and weapon racks that give you better weapon and loot. However, there's a catch here. You can drop your gear when you die. This means that every time you die, you respawn with the basic gear that you would get. Imagine if you are like a foot soldier in the Great War between the Domination and the Sacred Order. You're given the standard issue foot soldier armor, and go ahead and try to scavenge something better from the ruins of the old castle that you need to recapture. That's pretty much the narrative behind it.
And not only that, the moment when you drop the items, the other side can pick it up.
Of course, you can take the spoils of victory. So in this case, a team fight can actually have a lot of ramifications, because of course, if you win a team fight, you can scavenge, and they were wearing very good loot. That means that you can really push the advantage on that side. Of course, the Battleground is very fast-paced, so you need to be quick and tactical when to keep the momentum going. It's not like people respawn in 1 minute, 2 minutes, so you have an eternity to do whatever you need to do in the Battleground. You need to be fast. But also, yeah, but since no advantage is forever, you can still get killed and you need to find new equipment. You always have to, take in account this ebb and flow, and you cannot just charge mindlessly the enemy as well. You need to coordinate with your team.
Well, you can, but you're probably not gonna win.
No, it's gonna end very poorly. This is one feature that, by the way, we were discussing, me and Vanny, in one of our sleepless night. Probably it would be very cool to have one of the many. It would be very cool to look at implementing a voice chat, especially for this kind of situation, because here you can coordinate using actual voice chat with your team, which will be infinitely better than just writing to the team, you guys suck on the chat and leave it at that, which is the average Warsong Gulch experience. You are all noobs, get the banner, you suck. So possibly we can find something a bit more tactical and and engaging. And of course, to top it off, Morning Pass is also about objectives. You don't just kill the other players and, you know, the most kill win, but you also need to secure the tactical objectives and find some ancient relics within the ruined castle, which are very important for your faction. So the more that you can hand over, the better. I'm not gonna go into the lore because today this is a more gameplay focused a gameplay
Stream,
focused
yeah.
stream. So no Abo spoilers files, unfortunately today. Benny compels me. But I would say, yeah, we're gonna just show you guys. It's gonna be fun. But before we dive into the gameplay, don't we have anything else to show, Benny?
We have quite a lot of things to show. We have worked a little bit on the character customization. We have created some new, very cool looking stuff that you can apply to your characters. But it's also quite important to notice that, guys, nothing of what you see on the screen that will come in a minute is final. Everything will be polished to several more on several more stages. This is just progress that we have so far, and I think we are going into very good direction.
Nice. Shall we? Are you ready, guys?
Okay, let's go. Let's
All
see first the character selection screen and the new customizations that we have prepared. Abo, let me know, sir, with which one you would like to start, with the human.
Start with a human. Let's
Okay.
start vanilla.
Okay. So there is a brand new character selection screen. Hopefully you guys can see it now on stream.
Yes.
You can. So first thing that you're gonna see is we have a bunch of spells over here, but we are gonna pay attention to them a little bit later. They are part of the Overhaul combat system. Let's go a little bit about how we segregated the customization on the characters. Yet again, I want to repeat myself, nothing is final. Of course, we have the default and expected, like skin color change. On top of that, Abo and the team decided to go a little bit ahead and provide some sort of tattoos that we can apply on the characters. You can go like customize colors, customize the decals of the tattoos. Of course.
There's type 4, I think. Yeah, type 4 is my favorite, to be honest.
Yeah.
To look very Nordic.
There is a lot of choice right now, but a lot more will come in future.
Yes.
So this is quite important to be noted. One other thing that we have decided to add: what is Scars of Honor without scars, right?
Yes.
We need to add scars. These are very basic type of customizations that we have applied. This is not the final. This is not full package of. This is everything that you gonna get once the game is created. This is just a small showcase of the different customizations that we have applied. Of course,
By the way,
go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
by the way, the one cool thing about the scars is that they do react to lighting and they have normal maps. So they are not just a texture splattered on top of the character. With the character system that we wrote, you can actually... by the way, this happens for the face scars as well, but if you add the face scars, you can notice that they actually have you can see the lighting, as if they're like the skin actually was carved by swords or whatever else. So again, this is, as Vanny said, this is like a very early version. Like we just cobbled together the races pretty much to get it working for the Battleground. That's pretty much what we did so far. We need to massively iterate. I would say that it's gonna be roughly 10 options per type, something like that. So
yes, at least
still a lot more.
So right now you also can see that a lot of face customization is added. Previously, you guys remember very well, we did not have such detailed options. So of course you can swap your face with different presets that Abo and the team have created. and basically pick the one that suits you the most. Of course, a lot of hairstyles, a lot of beard styles was added to the game. Some of which are quite funny. Some of which are amazing.
This is the most beautiful one.
Yes, of course, hair color. This is something absolutely expected. Different beard styles that can be applied, and tons of
Yes. By the
hairstyles.
way,
What do you guys think about the mohawk? Let us know in the comments.
By the way, did you notice that the scars are actually like on top of the beard as well? Like the hair don't grow where the scars are. So, like again, we're trying to make it as immersive as possible because we want your character to look very cool. And we had to separate in tabs because it was getting very hectic to, jostle around all of the options for the customization. It was
Yes.
getting very busy.
Yes, absolutely. So, of course, the hair colors are present. You can pretty much define different styles, but the hair is pretty much in like the shape where you can see a lot of options right now. Yet again, none of this is final. A lot more will come in future. So, this is pretty much it. Let's create this unique character.
Let's go and see some other races though.
Oh, okay. Which one should we do now?
Let's show some of the undead perhaps because
Okay.
we promised prosthetics. We should show prosthetics.
Let's see.
Oh, by
So-
the way, if you click on the other classes, you can see. Can you go back, please?
Of course.
Just to because if you go on the other classes, you can see now all of the equipment changing. Of course, every class has its own starting equipment. This is all part of the overhaul for the equipment system to make sure that all of the armors are very 3D. They have a lot of attached pieces. You've seen the old armor, like the paladin armor that we showed in the previous version. But yeah, you can see like we have made a system that you can attach pretty much any item to any race, and it works nicely.
Yes, the items are staying way better on the character so far. Baron is something that we are going to rework because we really want to push the limits of how the Baron looks. So this is not final, guys. I'll pretty much note this. But as Abu is saying, pay attention to the way the armors are applying and looking to on the different models, because this is a brand new system that the Abu and the team created, and we're really proud of it because this right now allows us to apply armors that look way better than they used to look previously.
Absolutely. And it wasn't even easy to make, to be honest. So that's why it's worth noting. Let's show some of the undead stuff. We have, as you can see right now, the options for the undead are a bit limited yet. We have skin colors and prosthetics, but the prosthetics are what makes up for the lack of other options. There are gonna be
Here are they.
tattoos and markings as well, but as you can see, you can customize your character to also have as you can see, it looks much more like it can look much more interesting. You have this you can have it like a lot of you can add a lot of variation already to your character. This of course can pile very well with depending of course on the armor, but just seeing this porcelain hand coming out of your sleeve, it's already has this own effect. I mean, by the way, reading on the chat, we're not gonna copy the League of Legends Baron, but it was called the Volibear.
Volibear,
However,
yeah.
we're definitely gonna make the Barons more buff. Like this is one of the main things that we need to do is to make him swole, and we will make him. Like, we'll make good at gym treatment. Don't worry, it's gonna be. It's gonna
Definitely.
be. Both of them, male and female, are gonna be very buff. So we're gonna go there. Don't worry, the dummy mommy is also coming. So we're not strangers to very buff girls. And yeah, you can see, by the way, the faces as well. We have added, by the way, for to make everyone happy, we also have the noseless version. So you can make your very rotten undead. We're gonna add some more variety here, and we're also gonna add probably some exposed bone on the face texture. This is something that is still missing because we need to paint some more detail on the face. But we want to add some exposed pieces of bone and you know, rotting red meat on the cheeks. Like there are some additional coloring that we need to do on the faces. But you can see that it's already promising, and of course you also have your masks. Many
They look
undead
cool.
cover their, yeah, they cover their absolutely rotten faces using masks. They could be partial masks, so as you can see, you get like this Phantom of the Opera style mask. But you
Let me
can also
change
cover.
a
Yeah,
little
sorry.
bit let me change a little bit the cover so you can clearly see
Yes.
how the mask stays on the face.
Yes. And you can also see there's a full body mask. There's like the half face, sorry, and there's the full face mask.
Ooh.
Of course, undead don't have eye sockets either. Ah, yeah, you also have the jaw only.
This is the full
No, please,
face.
no more no face. Yes, this is the full face. There's two of them actually. As you can see, they are they follow the animation. You can see like some of the jittering. It's actually not the broken animation. It's that their muscles are twitching because they are dead. And by the way, the undead don't have eyes, but their wisp of the soul that they have in their eye sockets actually can glow of different colors. So you can
Here it
also
is.
customize, yeah, the
Here it
eerie
is.
color that you have on your face. Um, so yeah,
Imagine this as a mage. It was really a pleasure to play.
I think there's a version of the eye which is like just an empty socket. If I haven't added it yet, it's planned. Just so you know, it's gonna be like completely black, just like no life whatsoever. And then of course we have the hair. One thing is we actually made hairstyles for the beards for the undead. However, they're not implemented yet for a very simple reason. We need to disable the beards for the masks that cover the full face. Like if your face is completely covered in porcelain, you should disable the beard, of course. If your face is not, is like if it's only the upper face, you should be having your beard. So just so you know, male undead we still have a beard style, but it's a mutually exclusive with the lower half of your mask, of course. Just so you know, this is something we're still working on. This is the kind of polish that we need to do later as we iterate on the races. As Benny said, pretty much every race needs an extra amount of care and love. We need to improve some meshes, improve some textures. This is literally we put together the races in like less than 2 months, 4 races in less than 2 months, which is, well, it's actually 8 because there's also the female version of each race. Not gonna lie, it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of a big rush. Shall we just? Oh, thank you. Shall we just show the infernal? Let's just show the infernal demon female. So we just saw.
Female, okay.
Like otherwise, it's a sausage fest the whole time. Let's show the yes. Like the female, by the way, has some very spiffy hairstyles as well. As you can see, the infernal demons have their chitinous shell, which is slightly tinted to match their skin, but it's actually like it's his own color set. You can see they also have the scars. By the way, some of the scars are very, very grievous. And you can
I
also,
really
of course,
like the
customize
splitted tail.
Yeah.
Really
Yes,
nice, really nice.
Yes.
Body scars.
Yes, she like the infernal demons have like one body scar style, which is super. Yeah, I think it's the body type 3. And you can see like there's a massive gash. Try the previous one.
3?
No, type 3.
Yes, this is type 3 body
Yes,
scars.
look at this. Look at this. Like she's been blasted by a cannon strike or whatever, like super grievous strikes. And of course you have skin colors. A lot of people ask for the for a lot of chromatic variation for the infernal demons because we want we also have the tattoos, of course. With all of the options, of course, that you need. And as for of course they have different, every race has its own set of tattoos. By the way, Vanny, we should briefly show the tattoos for the Barons because although Barons are not, the tattoos are pretty cool. And you can also see people have been asking for void colors, for purple colors. So we have actually a pretty nice set of just also like the dark red demon. We also have a pretty nifty amount of skin colors. By the way, this is all data driven, so later on we can add more options as we have more assets, it's very easy to increment the amount of customization. So even like patches after release, we can add new hairstyle, we can add new faces every now and then. So again, even what you see now, even what you will see in 1.0 is not necessarily the end of your character customization, because it's again it's data driven. It's super simple to add a new option as long as we can make the assets. But yeah, we also have the horns. Do you want to show the horns, because you can actually customize them?
Of course.
For the face, I think. Yeah.
Let's go with the face first. So a little
Also,
bit
they have
of a
some pretty nice jewelry.
man. She looks evil, isn't she?
Yes. All temptress. By the way, they also have they have an eye color which is like smoldering, like almost fiery. We try to make it like to cover all of the bases so everybody can make their own fantasy character, of course. And like, yeah, look at that. Like, this is like, she means be absolute business.
She is evil, man. She
yes.
is evil.
She's relatively well evil, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, this is gonna be. By the way, in case anyone is wondering, right now the two backgrounds are one for the undead and one for the human, but every race will have his own character background. It's just a matter of we need the time to actually do the other backgrounds. But this is something, yeah, this is something that we're gonna do. Again, jewelry as well, it's custom for absolutely every race. So every race, male and female, has his own set of jewelry as well. So we're trying to, yeah, we also have this one with the chitinous spikes on top. We have the metal head spikes here, the piercings, the nose bridge piercings. So some pretty, heavy metal.
No, a lot of guys, you can right away see the amount of love the team has put to the Infernal Demon. Infernal Demons are actually one of our favorite races, and we really want to make sure that Infernal Demon is a race that is unique to Scars of Wonder. We really want to pay attention to it. The same we want to do for Baron, and this is why, even though we have produced a new version of the Baron, we want to iterate over it once again, because we don't feel it's there. It's very good looking, but we know that we can do better.
Yes.
And before we continue, I want to see in chat by now who's sold for the Sacred Order and who's sold for the Domination, guys. Let's see. Let's hear some hype, just to figure out which kind of factions you guys are going to be picking for the game.
Definitely.
Let's see. For the Sacred Order, yes. Yeah. I'm gonna admit it is gonna be, except when the Domi Mommy. Okay, that's a piercing in horns is a nice idea. There's one issue that we have, of course, that, I mean, we can make horns with piercings, but having piercings as jewelry means that we need to disable that jewelry when you have horns, so it's technically a bit difficult to do, but that's option. By the way, to answer a previous question, a more rotten face for the undead that shows like almost the entire exposed skeleton, it's on the it's on the table. It's just a matter of how difficult it is to implement it as part of the rigs. It's just a technical issue, but it's been it's already under consideration, just so you know. So this is something that we definitely are looking into.
A lot of hair colors you can see.
Yeah.
Hairstyles.
Yeah, you can do a lot of it. And by the way, like there was not even close to this customization in the previous system. Like we had nowhere close this amount of stuff going on. And again, it's always nice to remember this is a single material. Every time you customize the character, it's just a single baked material. It's super optimized. It's not like 100 texture being loaded every time. I know that means nothing on its own, but guys, this is actually very performant compared to what it should be. Like if we were loading all of the assets separately, it's actually pretty well performant.
Definitely.
Yes, we will go in gameplay in a minute actually, but let's show one last thing. Let's show the tattoos for the
Baron.
For the Baron.
Yes, please. Yes, please. And by far, from what I can see, it's kind of equal the amount of people who's gonna go for the domination and those who are gonna go for the sacred order. Which is making me happy. I thought most of them will be going for the domination, honestly. Just because all those characters and everything you guys have been working on lately have been absolutely badass.
By the way, bears don't need underwear, just so you know. So they don't have underwear. They won't have underwear.
Why not? It will be fun. Maybe. Extra rare, super rare, like...
Yeah. You can try the body tattoo as well. They actually are... they have the same color. Like, they share the same colors.
Yes.
I think they share the same color. But we wanted to go for a more tribal look for the Baron, as you can see. It's definitely more compelling. And again, we need to do... actually, a lot of the issues for the Baron right now come from the animations, because the animation kind of shrink them, like they shrivel them like prunes for some reason. So we need to rework. They are the last race we worked on. So technically speaking, they are the one that's suffering the most for the deadlines. However, this is the race that we're gonna give a lot of love in the next iteration, and again, we're gonna make the both male and female super buff. They're gonna be quite imposing. They're probably gonna be slightly higher than the Infernal Demons when we did the metrics again with Veni. So it's gonna be like almost 2 meters. Like, they're gonna be massive. They're gonna
And the posture of the shoulders and the whole vibe of the Baron will be like threatening when you look at it.
Yes, absolutely. We have some pretty nifty hairstyles as well, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the... we wanted to give a sense of, again, a tribal pride to them. So they have a lot of braids, a lot of...
I love this one.
and that's literally me. Like, if you do this with a black bird, it's pretty much me.
Abu
We just
Bear.
make it black and it's you.
Abu
Yes.
Bear. Yeah.
A Baron.
A Baron. That's a good one.
Yeah. Also, it's the hairstyle with a lot of... Yeah, it's this one, the one with a lot of braids, actually. Like, if you look at all of the rings and whatnot, that's actually quite a lot of those in this hairstyle. But yeah, we went all in with trying to make... Again, being a furry creature, that means that we really need to exaggerate with the hairstyle. They are so slim. Yeah, no, but actually the animation makes them slim. In the T-pose, they're actually much more buff. Like, they have like a triangular shape on torso. But right now, there's... Again, it's Unity. We picked the wrong engine to make this game. We should have picked something
different one.
Yes. But yeah, again, this is gonna take quite the leap forward. I'm gonna tell you, this is like both me and Veni agree that the Baron is gonna still change. While the other races mostly need polish and additional options, the Baron is gonna take some major love. It's gonna have some major love.
Exactly. So
I guess
a lot of customizations are also applied on the male Infernal Demon, but we are pretty much happy with how we managed to assemble and prepare the Infernal Demon. Of course, a lot more things will be added. A little bit of a polish to the posture and animation will be definitely considered. But you guys can right away agree that the amount of customization and the way the characters look so far are quite different from what they were and how the game in general previously looked like. Let us know in the comments, by the way. Do you like the progress with the characters that we have done? What do you like? What you don't like? You guys know that our feedback, your feedback for us is extremely valuable. When we have released the first version of the combat, we have heard you loud and clear that we really need to up our game on the combat, because combat is the most important thing in the whole game, and the graphics as well. And we did exactly that, because we want to provide a product, a game that is actually something that you want to play like every day. And believe me, a lot of people already did that on BGS, and we were so happy to see it in first hand.
Yeah, let us know. And also, can we show the female Baron quickly, please, if it's possible?
Sure.
I was about to say that they're clamoring for the female Baron. Again,
Yeah.
bear in mind the pose itself. The idea was to have like kind of a sassy or like strong-willed sassy pose. However, again, the animation is literally just broken. Like there's an intent there. Unfortunately, again, the rigging is not making us any favor. This is one thing that we are reworking completely, and it's clobbered together for the build. There is an intention there. The female Baron has the exact same customization options as the male, as for some reason the options doubled now, so probably something broke. Fair enough. Looks like a visual glitch. But yeah, like the female Baron also got a decent chunk of customization options as well. She doesn't have beards, of course. We leave that to the female dwarves. You think I'm joking? But yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's some interesting combinations already. Again, I really want to show you all the new version once we update the model. For now, it's holding together. It demonstrated the tech. And by the way, the furry neck, it's being an absolute pain to get right. Like to wear like with the gorget and the shoulders is an absolute nightmare.
This is a little bit of the female undead,
Yes.
which is also a brand new model that we have created. A lot of
Yes.
players picked that race and gender on BGS, so it was actually quite.
I mean, she's stylish.
successful.
She's
Yeah.
got those Victoria's Secret lingerie with like golden trims. Like this is a very stylish undead if you think about it. It's
Depends from which century.
yes. Looks like
Like my
grand-
grandma. Oh no.
I mean, by the way, there's gonna be some younger looking faces, but you know, the true beauty comes from porcelain, and if you want to look like a doll, you need to have the face of a doll. So also female undead have their, you know, eternal beauty sculpted in porcelain on top of the prosthetics as well, I mean, for the face. Yeah, this is gonna be expanded upon. There's gonna be they're also gonna have the tattoos. Actually, they're gonna have a slightly different version of tattoos because they're gonna have you will see. You know what? You will see. I'm not
You
gonna
will see.
open the spoilers file today.
You
So-
almost did.
Shall we
Yes.
speak a little bit about the combat? Shall we basically log in and why we wait 8 more people to join us, 7 if we count Greta as well. We can discuss a little bit again about the new combat. The 3 classes that we have introduced, these are Knight, Ranger and Mage. Right now, none of them have a subclass, so basically we just put you inside with the default version of the class itself. The whole idea is basically to playtest the new combat style to see how well it fits together. Right now, the cool part is that it is basically a triangle, that every class basically has a power against another, and also it's very easily beaten by another. So without further ado, do you guys agree we should get in and just give it a go?
Yeah, let's do that.
But make it
Let's
louder,
do that.
otherwise we're not gonna go in. I'm just kidding.
Boom, boom, boom.
Gonna go in.
So you're going with Sacred Order, right?
Yes, I will go with Sacred Order and I will go with my Knight. So guys, what you see on your screen is basically the UI that allows you to sign yourself for battle, And the first thing that you need to do when the whole team is ready there is just to click accept, and you get teleported right away inside the battleground. Here, basically, as you have seen briefly on the right side of my screen, I have received a new set of armor, which is basically an armor that is temporary just for the battleground itself. And you can just stare a little bit and see the beauty of the new graphics that Abo and the team have made. Without further ado, let me just very quickly explain the rules. So the match has started. You see these blue extraction points, which are basically a place where you place your points that you gather throughout chests found inside the battleground. We have decided to rework the whole combat system and create spells and abilities that don't count on the boring auto attack where you just press on the with the left button and that's it. The whole combat happens for you. This is why on one you can see the holy slash for the, and I got nuked of course. The holy slash for the knight is basically a 3 strikes repeatable spell which you can press and engage in combat. We have decided that the combat is actually something that always needs your action, your input. Therefore, you won't see just right click and you just drop your hands and you watch what is happening on the screen. Abo, can you share a little bit about this intent and why we went into this?
Yes. So, of course, we do understand that MMO players want as much control and mobility, and so the combat has to be as fluid as possible. However, we felt like stuff like the auto attack was stripping away ownership from the player. Like when you have auto attack, the only course of action for you is to wait for the auto attack to attack, and that's not really a compelling gameplay experience. So what we wanted to do was to give it some more control. So we replaced the base attack has been completely replaced by I'm getting creamed, so it is a bit difficult to do both. It's been replaced by a combo system, and this combo system allows you to pretty much have a base attack, a spammable base attack. However, it's not always the same base attack. For the purpose of the test, it's not gonna have a lot of variety because every class is now with one weapon for testing purposes. However, you actually inherit your weapon moveset based on what you're using. So that means that if you are, for instance, a knight and you're using a greatsword, your basic attack skill will be a greatsword combo. However, if you're wearing a sword and shield, your base attack will actually be a combo based on whatever weapon you're holding. This also means that we can do something interesting with offhand equipment. For instance, again, this is not in this test right now, but this opens up possibilities for stuff like shields. Shield being able to raise shield to block incoming attacks, or to simply mitigate the damage coming from the front. This is all stuff that is now made possible by the way we approached combat, also in relation of what you're wearing on top of what class you're playing. It's not the be-all and all, of course, but it's definitely gonna play a factor. On top of that, yeah, sorry. You want to add something?
There is quite a lot to be added. Basically, guys, what you see here on top of my head right now is basically the soldiers that I have collected, and right now you will see opening of items. And I got, of course, we are streaming. I got like no luck to get anything, but from these chests you can get a lot of equipment and a lot of soldiers, which is basically this number that you see on top of my head. This thing needs to be deposited into the starting area, the blue crystal that you have seen. Let me just go there and show it to you. This is the place where you basically get the least amount of points when you deposit it. But then you will see on the screen that there are, you see, I deposited points for Sacred Order. But here in a moment you will see that we have 3 control points. I'm pretty sure probably the first one already passed. We are probably very soon we will see control point number 2, which is B, and there you will pretty much, I'm not sure if this
There you
is
go.
gonna be right now. Okay, here is, let's go to control point number 2, and let me show how basically you can take it out for your team. When you control these points, you need to deposit your soul jars in them. This gives you a multiplier on the points that you see. Right now I just claimed it for my team, and my team is coming right now to deposit points over here. The moment when they deposit, we really increase the amount of points that we have. And when you see knight charging against you, please don't stay together, because they have a lot of damage and a lot of utility. They can stack on you, and the whole combat becomes a great experience.
Nerf them,
So
please.
yes, we have like several mechanics that we have also incorporated inside the current build. As previously, compared to previously, we have abilities that can silence you, abilities that can stun you, damage over time, heal, revive, and all kind of mechanics that were previously not available in the game. Also speaking of progress, I really would like you to pay attention about the on the UI, because we have decided to take an approach that is kinda different and allows the player to focus directly inside the game. Take a moment to see the nameplates of myself that I have selected right now, or basically over to my fellow ally here. This gives the player ability to like stay focused at the middle and engage in the combat that is actually happening, rather than placing them on the upper left side, which you can see in a lot of modern MMORPGs. We believe we need and we can do a better iteration on the UI, and so far playing the game really makes it look quite better. So right now I will try to demonstrate. I catched him, okay. A very powerful spell of the night, which is called Final Verdict, Innocent and Repentant. This is basically an AoE spell that is casted around the night, which stuns all the enemies, puts a damage over time on the enemies, and heal over time on all of your allies. So you really need to be really careful when you engage with this spell, because this is really powerful spell, and you need to time it precisely. One other and very important thing, we'll go over all of the spells in a bit. We need to discuss a little bit about the amount of the spells that you see right now on the bar. Currently we have created 6 spells for each of the classes. However, we are also working on the so-called blink, dodge, and roll abilities that we want to introduce in every single class. Why? Because we want to have a mechanics that really gives you not only mobility, but also gives you ability to escape from the doom of us all, like standing in the fire in the raid. So this is a mechanic that will basically be used all of the time. Right now we have integrated only, see, right now I killed my enemy and I have a lot of loot that I'm gathering right now, and you see I actually changed my appearance and I also gathered some points. The moment when I'm killed, I will drop this amazing loot, so somebody else will be probably able to take it from me. But of course we will not let this happen. Oh, see, now this is a very good demonstration. I will deploy 7 and we won. This is how it's
Easy.
done. Easy.
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 This is lore accurate.
Yes.
Let's
Knights, the previously so-called paladins, are something that pretty much needs 3 buttons and destroys everything. This is war
Yes.
accurate, as Abu calls it.
As it should. Jokes aside, there's still a lot of course, of balancing that we need to do and understanding a bit better also, because of course, when we add mechanics to gameplay and we create a combat, we need to understand ourselves the implication when designing the spells. So a lot of testing is needed, Actually, I think this is gonna be one of the most essential tests for us, because this is the first impression of this iteration of combat, and the feedback here can allow us to gather a lot of info on what works and what doesn't work, what we need to work. Because again, just to give you an instance, an example, right now, as a paladin, you can get absolutely creamed, unilaterally creamed, if you get slowed, and then you get a slowing rate from the mage, and there's no counter to that for the paladin right now, for the
Exactly.
knight right now, because there's no movement spell, there's no shield block. So there's also some missing elements later on that will allow us to count. Like, everything should have a counter, so it's always like Vanny said, it's rock paper scissors. But rock paper scissors is the moment to moment decision, not the class. Like, there's not a class that is unilaterally gonna cream another class. There's nothing you can do about it. It's about strategy, it's about how you react. So the movement abilities, offhand stuff, the main hand combo, the main skills as well. These are all your your set of tactical options, rather than just being let's see who deals the biggest damage always, all the time. And this is
Exactly.
where I think we're doing a big departure from World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is pretty much the contest of who's gonna inflict, dash out most DPS the fastest to the enemy, pretty much. And that's where it ends. We want to give some more tactical depth while still keeping the fluid combat that you're used to, because again, we don't want to make very slow and clunky combat. But again, this is gonna be absolutely important to get your feedback, even though the content right now is very limited, of course, but it's already a very good first impression.
Absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. Let's give it a moment just to go very briefly over the spells of the knight, just to explain them and when it's the best use case for them. And then I will go domination with the ranger, and we're gonna do another battleground so you can see the playstyle of the ranger compared to the knight. First thing, let's go with the holy slash. Abu, can you quickly explain the idea again? For why we have decided to get away from the auto combat, auto attack, and we have incorporated such way of a combo pack ability.
Absolutely. So the auto attack was pretty much you stand next to an enemy, and every X second an animation triggers and damage happens. With most of the times not even needing you to face the enemy, or even if you're running away from the enemy. So it was a very simple approach, which made sense for the technical limitation of 2004, but we could do something a bit more interesting right now. The melee the auto attack works in an interesting way, because the melee combos have the advantage of having all of their attacks actually be swings. So rather than just selecting a target and inflicting damage to the target you selected, which is the case now for the ranged classes, melee classes can potentially dish out damage in an arc. This means that if you have a free rangers standing next, one of the best counters right now to the paladin is to spread out. If you are like all
Exactly.
sitting on the control point and the paladin just jumps on you, stuns
With
everyone, and
this, with this,
yeah, just does this, and then stuns everyone, and then just starts doing cleave attacks everywhere.
final
It's like
verdict,
decimate
like
everyone.
this, which is pretty much
Yes.
killing all of your allies and burning all of the enemies, and then falls with final verdict guilty, which is basically this. You pretty much incinerate the whole scenery. So if
Yeah.
you are at the control point and you see a knight charging there, move, run. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, the other counterplay is, again, and this is why we talk about rock, paper, scissors. The other counterplay right now is a smoke bomb to the face. So you silence them and they become as useful as a wet paper. They slap like a wet paper towel, because they lose all of the big AoE damage. However, this is the cool thing about, by the way, this is also something that's going to depend on the weapon. This is something that we're discussing still, but the
Yes.
idea is that if you're having 200 weapon, you're favoring area damage, so your arc will be wider and your swings will hit harder. If you're using 100 weapons, your arc is smaller, but you are tankier because you have a shield. This means that damage is going to be mitigated a bit more by default, and also we get an option to raise the shield to block damage coming. So this is where also like it's not only the specialization of talents, but it's also the soft choices of choosing the right tool for the right job. Of course, if you want to let's say that you're in a battleground, but you want to take the control points. Perhaps sword and shield will be a better choice than two-handed sword, because your point is to stay there and be an immovable object. Whereas if you want to contribute with DPS, you just take the two-handed weapon and you just smack
Yeah.
the soul out of everyone, and that's
One
it.
thing that I really like is, guys, let us know in the comments. Have we improved the graphics? The game that you see right now on your stream, let us know. Let us know what do you think. And I absolutely adore what Abu and the team, the VFX team, did with the VFX of the healing hands. See how the holy power just flows through the arms of the caster. It is really, really, really nice touch that adds to the character. And this is pretty much the fifth spell of the night, the healing hands, and of course we have the reviving hands, but we don't have a casualty over here to revive. It's pretty self-explanatory. It just revives dead targets, which you can use actually in the world, not inside the battleground, because the moment when you die in the battleground, you get like instantly respawn to the starting hub. So without further ado, Abo, let's switch factions. I will go
Yes.
with the ranger, and we can go
And to the
for
fact.
another game.
Sure, and
Finally, I'm back where I
whoever's
belong.
watching us right now can let us know which faction will win this time. Will it be the Sacred Honor or will it be the Domination? Let us know, guys. Who is gonna win this time?
So, first thing that we see right now is basically the domination hub, which you can see the vibes that were created from the amazing team, the 3D team of Beast Burst Entertainment. The vibe of
Look up,
the hub.
Penny.
Sorry?
Look up. Look up at the town hall. Show
Okay.
them the town hall. From
Yeah.
no, the other side. Like go on the street and look at the town hall, because this is quite. Yeah, this is the vibe that we're getting. This is for the undead vibe, as you can see.
Exactly. And the you can actually say that the demon, the Inferno demon, is really like catching the vibe. You see the new sets that we have created right now. I have equipped my character with a set that will pretty much get like stripped naked when we enter in a moment inside the battleground. I have not signed myself, but are we guys ready to go for another battleground? Let us know in the
Yeah.
comments, shall we? And let's go
Yes, it's time for the Sacred Order.
for the domination.
Oh shit.
I'll try not to stream snipe, okay?
So, guys, as you can see right now, I am in the domination camp. That is the starting point for the morning pass for the domination. I am with a ranger with completely new set applied on my character. Of course, this is just a temporary equipment for the play. This is the position where you need to invest your points if no other extraction point is active, and right now it is time to engage in combat. What is important to be said that for the ranger is that it has a lot of abilities which are creating a lot of slow effects, a lot of silence, and it is kinda really counterintuitive for the really a good counter for the mages, and it is an amazing DPS class that all of you that love the ranged DPS will truly enjoy. Of course, here as you can see, again, we don't have the auto attack that pretty much clicks a right button and it just stays at the place. You see the three different animations, and we did the error, of course, to stay at a place together while a ranger was, a knight was engaging. This is the end trap, which is, the smoke bomb, which is creating a silence effect to everyone who is inside upon casting, and this is very useful when you are playing against knights, against mages, because you pretty much have a ability to get them away from combat. Another very cool ability is Hunter's Ashes, which I'm going to cast right now. This ability is basically, upon cast, gives you a speed boost, so you can chase your targets, or you can run away from them when you are low in HP. So again, very, very useful ability. And let me show you some of the... I wasn't able to catch pretty much anyone because they were so fast. But let's see what we're gonna do right now with the charge shot, which is an ability that will unleash itself and apply a lot of damage once released. And also on the fourth charge, it puts a stun effect of on the target. As you can see, we have a different mechanics applied on the auto attack, the so-called auto attack, which right now I'm slowed. You can see the slow effect below my feet, and I will try to catch this guy, but he's smart enough to run away from me. And let me try to just run away if I can, but no, there is no escape when you have so many enemies in front of you. So let's see, but looks like the Sacred Order is gonna win once again. Abu, what are you playing right now?
I am playing a Paladin, but I think that the counterplay is like 5v1. They figure out the counterplay is just play 5v1. No, I'm trying to play the Knight, but it's not flying a lot. But yeah, as Benny said, yeah, sorry?
No, I'm just trying to run away.
I mean, I can heal people. Oh, no, I pressed the wrong button. That was the wrong button. Now I have, like, ungodly cooldown.
Oh,
Means...
somebody casted a Phoenix Strike. This thing, if it catches you, it just melts you.
Yes, you are absolutely cooked. Like, literally cooks you. Like, you become like a turkey. And... oh, someone is stunned.
I have a new bow. Oh, really?
By the way, I was legitimately scared when someone just came to me, like in full level, like tier 2 gear. I was like, oh, no, this is not gonna happen. And this is the thing, like, you can get some slight advantage by just virtue of being, slightly better equipped. And it's a fleeting advantage, like, it's not...
definitely.
You cannot keep it forever, but man, is it still useful?
Definitely. And one important thing that we have integrated right now, which is like an essential thing inside a PvP combat, it is the line of sight. It is quite important to say that we made a very, very big gamble with this release, because the past 6 months, as you guys can clearly see, we pretty much have a completely different game. Like, looking and like the game that you feel when you play, it's like different. Why we have this? Because we made the huge gamble to devote time for developing Vibranium engine, our proprietary game engine, which is a server solution for making MMORPGs. This allowed us to create a very, very fast iteration of the combat and create it from scratch. Abu, would you share the time frame that me and you working together assembled from not a single spell, not a single mechanic, to what we see right now? How much time we actually devoted on this one?
I think that the 10th of... people are gonna call bullshit on this, but I think the 10th
they won't believe it.
10th of September there was nothing nothing in the game.
But like absolute zero spells.
Not a single combat spell, nothing. Nothing was implemented.
And it was...
yeah, it's also true that how many hours did we do this month? Was
well,
it like...
September, the whole studio put hours for 2 months. Like,
yes,
the whole
I think
studio.
A bit more. A bit more because it was like 360, almost 400 hours. But it was worth it. I must say it was worth it, because I remember the first time we had literally just the firebolt. Like,
yes.
Just the firebolt.
The joy of it.
and we're like, oh my god, it's an actual game. I cannot believe we have an actual game. I'm gonna do a play of the game here, or am I gonna get absolutely cooked? Okay, I got cooked.
You got cooked.
Yeah, I just charged 5 people on my own. That's the classic blunder. But yeah, no, I remember how excited me and Benny were. Like we were just like, oh my god, this is working like first try, and it's fully functional, and it's not breaking, and it's amazing. I must say the system is quite solid. So for us at the moment, it's a matter of implementing the specific mechanic of a set of spell, and then it's just a matter of setting up the spell properly, which is at the moment a bit convoluted, but that's what tools are for eventually.
Exactly.
So we're gonna get there. But yeah, absolutely, we had a lot of fun, even though it was quite the ordeal, and I think it's gonna be worth it. Like, you guys tell us. Of course, you guys will tell us if it's been worth it. But let's see what you guys think.
Let us know, guys. What do you think about the game?
Everyone's saying by far
please
that it
like
looks
the
like a
face.
completely different product compared to what it was before, like a completely different game.
Yeah, and by the way, to answer a question on the chat, we are reworking all of the locomotions, all of the attack animations, so everything that you see new here is actually a new pass. And even though some of the rigs, as I said, are still broken and we're still fixing a few kinks of the game, I would say that like some of the animation, you can tell they are new and polished. Like you can tell there's been an increase in quality. Of course, again, it's not necessarily gonna be super visible always because we still have technical improvements to make. But I would say it's been yeah, everything is being reworked. So the objective is to get to a very smooth and fluid and modern looking locomotion, animation. But even the camera and controls, guys, these are stuff that we plan on reworking massively. We already prototyped smoother, better controls. We're reworking the key bindings. So there's still quite a lot of work. Like what you see here is like version 0.1 of the final experience. But I would say that
It's
you
very
tell us
solid.
if you find it promising.
Yes. And also consider that this is a combat that took us like 3 weeks to make with the new engine that we have developed, because the version 3, as we call it, of Vibranium engine, our proprietary engine, really allows us to iterate super fast and very efficient on everything that we developed inside the game. So making new spells is basically we had a situation where if we have the mechanic developed, it takes us how many minutes it took us to integrate Entrap? I feel like 12 minutes or something. I was actually putting a stopwatch to see how much time I will need to create this ability. It is super modular.
Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, at some point with the correct tools, the designer should be able to assemble a new spell in a matter of
Victory! We did it!
yes, barely. So no, barely. So not really, but yes.
The chat was right, it was the domination.
Okay.
GG's.
So let's give it a go to explain a little bit about the abilities of the ranger. Then I will go to play with the third class, the mage. So marksmanship. This is basically a row of 3 attacks, the third of which applies slow on your target. This is something that is really useful. This is something that you will spam a lot when you play. Moving from marksmanship, we go to the essential abilities for every ranger class that you have seen in many other MMORPGs, and this is the entrap, which is basically throwing a set of traps on an area, and basically whomever gets caught in it is slowed. This is very useful when you see a bunch of people grouped together, or when you want to like move away from your target. Everything for the ranger is basically nails down towards the ability to stay away from your target and obliterate it from a distance. That said, we have the charge shot, which is ability that you can cast while moving, and also have like 4 charges with different empowers on the different charges. From stage 1 to level 3, it applies more and more damage with each stage, while on level 4 of the charge it applies a stun and a lot of damage. So it's quite useful when you want to interrupt, silence, or just create some sort of a tactic against your enemies. Moving from charge shot very quickly, we go over to the smoke bomb, which is something that you should really time well when you are playing against mage or against knight, because there are a lot of abilities they cast, and if you silence them properly, you can basically win the game. Last but not least, we have the Hunter's Ashes, which is an ability that pretty much boosts your speed right now. We also plan to give a little bit more of a utility to it in the future, but let us know, like, what do you think about the arsenal of the abilities of the ranger, where you would like to see improvements, what you like, what you don't like. Let us know in the comments. So, without further ado, let me go with the mage, and Abo, you will go with Sacred Order or Domination. What is the plan?
I'm ready here with the domination. Don't worry.
Okay.
You can make the
So-
sacred order. You should make a Baron mage.
Baron mage. Let's do a Baron mage. Let's do a Bear mage.
I think that the mage class is very suitable for the Baron.
Look at him.
Amazing.
Let me just make him white. I think it will suit him better. Let's put some tattoos, of course. Let's give them a different color very quickly.
The red ones.
You could
Yes.
say that the Baron has the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
So, let's speak a little bit about the upcoming test. It's pretty obvious that you guys are going to engage a lot in combat. This is why we have decided to create these 2 hubs, which you can see right now on my screen. This is the Sacred Order hub, which is a restricted area to group before and after the game to create some sort of plans and tactics when you engage in morning pass Battleground. On this test, the full focus is PvP. This is everything you're gonna see right now. We wanna stress test our combat, we wanna see all the issues that we can see, we want to get your feedback, we want to understand how do you value the previous iteration of the game with this one. So don't expect any PvE or anything like this. Everyone who loves PvP will enjoy, pretty much have a amazing time in this test. Mage, on the other hand, if we have to speak a little bit about the mage, has one more ability compared to the rest, and this is the blink ability. Right now you have seen it, and we are actually devoting a special place for all these movement abilities. As I said, blink, dodge and roll. Dodge and roll will be for the different classes, but mage is having the ability of blink, which teleports him in a certain direction. This is pretty obvious spell that you have seen through many MMORPGs, but for us it makes sense to be separated as a category. This is why the blink, dodge and roll will be triggered by you clicking the shift spell, which playing, like when you are playing, it really makes sense, it really makes it like intuitive, and this is why we have decided to go that route. Sorry guys, I unintentionally closed the queue, so if possible everyone just resign again very quickly, and we will go into the next Battleground. As we are waiting the people to sign, we will discuss a little bit about the mage and the abilities. Elemental missiles is pretty much the so-called auto attack iteration that we have created for the mage. It is again a three-phase attack that is blasting with fire, frost, and arcane charges, and it really allows the mage to be a little bit moving a little bit, not so stationary when performing attacks, because everything from the rest, it is ability that is requiring either to stay at place, either to release it instantly. So such ability is, for example, the Phoenix Blast, and let me demonstrate you just how cool it looks. This thing, if it catches enemy, it obliterates them. It really obliterates them. On number 2, you can see the Ring of Ice, which is an ability that is basically applying right away a root effect on the character, on the enemy, and also applies slow. This is very, very good when you use it against your enemies. We have the Fire Barrage, which is something that I will demonstrate the moment when we are inside the battleground. Let me just quickly ask the team to just relog in again so we have enough people from the Sacred Order part, and we will go into the last battleground where we can delve into the mage abilities and the mage gameplay. Let us know in the meantime what do you guys think in general about the 3 classes that we have seen so far, about the progress that we have made. Let us know.
Can you I think you need to relog because
Sure.
the queue reset, so if you can relog. Meanwhile, let's answer some of the comments on the chat. So one question is if the game is gonna have 5-6 skills on bar. So there's 2 points to consider here. First of all, if we're making a game cross-platform, this means that you cannot have 10 very tiny buttons everywhere on screen on mobile. So we need to make sure this game is playable on every platform, even if we one day want to do to console. So this means that we should try to be a bit minimalistic when it comes to the skill. However, there's a second consideration. Seeing how the skills are mechanically diverse with each other, it's very important for us to let you pick your loadout. You shouldn't be... If you're able to have all of the skills of all of the class and subclass at once on your bar all the time, this means that you are there's a lot of stacking mechanics. So you need to really decide, mix and match your skills to suit your playstyle. The idea is that we don't want the same rotation, the same rotation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 repeat forever. We want you to use the right skill at the right moment depending on what's happening. You see now the PvP with a lot of people jumping around, reacting, stunning, jumping over on people, etc. But this is how we envision PvE as well. You're not just standing in front of the dragon and you keep hitting the dragon for 45 minutes when someone is healing you. The idea is to also let you react to different situations. So on this account, having less abilities on screen means that you need to pick the right choice. Benny, where are you?
I'm just going to show some of the abilities while we wait for the people to join. I'm in the queue waiting for the team to just come online, and I will demonstrate some of the abilities of the mage.
Sure.
While we are here, Abo, we see a Farabelle, which is basically have taken an overhaul of the graphics as well, as you can guys see. The grass is looking completely different, and it
Yeah.
has
Oh wow.
just a different look. And this is the abilities of the mage, which is basically the so-called auto attack, as we used to call it. And one of my favorite spells is this elemental being. Just sorry, let me just again, I moved, so I canceled it. I'll show you how it looks. Before we do that, let me show the fire barrage how it looks. It is just an obliterating spell, which actually creates a lot of damage on the character. Right now, I think because I'm playing directly from the editor, we have some sort of issue with the elemental being not being able to show itself. But let me show you something very cool, and this is the Phoenix Strike. This
Oh.
is a ability that really puts a lot of pressure on the enemy. So, Fire Barrage is a ability that puts also a burn over time effect, which you can see. You can see how the enemy is burning over time. And this is something that you really need to time precisely, because casting this will not allow you to move. Something very interesting that you can do is really always try to root. As you can see right now, there is a root and slow effect applied. And if you want to move, just use your auto attack so you can trigger your abilities that way.
It looks
Okay.
even better when
By the
when
way-
it's a bit dark on the environment. It really stands out. All the colors and the animations are absolutely popping.
Yeah. By the way, this used to be. It's hard to believe that this used to be Farabale.
Completely different.
One night I got bored. One night I got bored and I was like, okay, what if I apply the new terrain system to Farabale with a new foliage system? And that worked, so that was interesting. One thing that let me answer another two questions. The next test is gonna be BGs or open world. It's gonna be purely BGs. So I know that if you're not a fan of PvP, and I'll be honest, I'm not either, to be honest. It's gonna be a bit of a letdown. However, yes, Harry Potter. However, there's a reason why we're not showcasing today, like in the next test. The open world is that one of the next big overhauls that we need to do is NPC movement and AI, which is a huge undertaking. And right now we would have just yeah, I mean, this is the level of interaction you would get in the open world. So you would just wander around, mostly finished, but very empty Irongarth. So, I mean, the landscape is there. Like, there's no content yet. That's mostly empty, but you wouldn't really have much to do there. And it's also outside of the scope of what we're doing right now. We're testing the... No, yeah, but this is like an asset swap, really. It's not much going on for the you know, the old Farabale. But yeah, so the game is gonna be purely PvP for the next test. But it's very important because, guys, even though you don't like PvP, it's very useful for us. It's very useful for us to have your inputs.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like, so even if you don't like PvP, give it a shot, because it can help shape the combat, which is also gonna be the combat for PvE, guys. So your feedback is gonna go back to the PvE eventually, and we want that. We want. I'm very hyped about PvE, by the way, because again, that's I almost never play PvP. I don't like it, so I totally understand. It's
So-
not that gonna be that immediate, guys. It's not gonna be that immediate. I don't think you're gonna get destroyed by the PvP expert that easily, because again,
No.
this is a very situational system. It's more about reacting than just, you know, knowing the perfect macro and jumping around the enemy. It's quite different. It's quite different.
Definitely. So this is pretty much a place where we come and we kind of fiddle with the spells to see how they play, how they look like, and this is really a hub for us that allows very quick iterations over the spell the abilities so that we can showcase, so that we can test. And right now, while waiting for, let me teleport back. Let me teleport back to the. I'll
I
put
assure
this
you.
on sort of a
I'm
coordinates.
sure you don't want to go around Farabale a bit more just for everybody's enjoyment.
Oh, Farabelle is completely different. Let's see if we have like 4 people. I'm signed. I'm not sure if everybody from the team is actually signed. We don't know. I really don't know how much people we have right now on the domination. But guys, I think right now we pretty much get the whole idea of the battleground, the combat, the 3 classes. You can definitely pick your playstyle because they are completely different from each other. Let us know in the comments which one of the classes is your favorite so far. What would you like to be changed, or what you don't like? Let us know. The feedback is extremely important for us. And let's go to the QA session where we go for the questions and for the answers.
Yes. By the way, I wanted to answer an interesting question. Have you thought about developing particular skills based on the tree and selecting it for your build? So, this is gonna be elaborated more for the when we talk about progression, which is still in the under the hood. What we can say right now, because we already mentioned this, is that we have several classes, and you know most of them already. It's most of the classes that you've seen in the character screen, and you played them, you've seen them in the previous tests. We're not really, scrapping all of the classes and starting over. However, each class has 3 subclasses. The 3 subclasses, so you get a few skills from your class, then you get the majority of the rest of the skill from your subclass. So the knight has X, Y, and Z. Then everything else is from one of the 3 subclasses of the knight, which in this case, the skills that you see now are from the Inquisitor, which was the 3rd subclass.
Yeah.
Can I say the other 2 subclasses, Vanny?
Of course, let's go.
Go ahead.
Holy permission. Yes. So the other 2 being the Paladin, which will be pretty much focus on DPS plus support. So it's a mix of support and DPS with blessings and auras and dashing out a lot of holy damage. But then you have the Templar, which is gonna be the immovable object, so the big tank with a big shield. However, this is very important. Not every class is gonna function the same way. That means don't expect the free talent trees that you would get from World of Warcraft for every class. Like, there are some classes that are have vastly different mechanics, and they play vastly different depending on the subclass that you take. So yes, to an extent, depending on where you specialize your character, you're gonna have different skills. And there's also a certain amount of leeway to really make the skills your own, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna elaborate further right now, but you can. There's an augmentation panel on the main menu, so you decide what it is right now. But yeah, this is also playing in having less buttons, because if you're customizing your character, you're selecting your subclass, you're changing stuff on your skills, this plays into your build. Selecting what to put on the bar among all of your options, it's part of the build. So it all compounds together into your tactical option in the fight. The point is not to have 20 things to press at any given time. The point is to always have the answer to the various situations where you can find yourself in, whether it is PvP or PvE. So it's a slightly different approach from World of Warcraft. It's not
different.
Less gameplay.
Completely different. And there is a very good question right now in the chat from Anjo, which is there any possibility for the game to have collectibles, codex, or anything like that? And it's actually, this is our plan, especially for the spells. We want to create a combat system that doesn't have like 30 spells on your action bar, because you can literally not play like you don't have 30 fingers, you have up to 10, and you cannot use all of your 10 to play the game. This is why we're trying to create an engaging experience from 6 as a minimum up to maximum of 10 abilities per per class. How much exactly they are gonna be? Probably different for the different classes. But codexes and spell books is something that is really important for us, because this will give you the ability to learn new spells to improve your current spells. What I mean by this, you will go to PvE activities like dungeons and raids not only to obtain items, like just to get more stamina, just to get more strength, or just a new cool looking sword. Of course you're gonna take this, but something additional. The codexes and the spell books will basically allow you to learn new spells that are designed for your class, or to get a new rank for your spell, therefore to create another like improvement and augmentation of your spell. Unlike World of Warcraft and other MMORPGs, we are going to give you two different talent trees. One of your character that chooses your subclass and allows you to in general modify your character, but completely another and different for each single spell that you have on your bar. So if you have 6 spells or 10, they can easily multiply to be so different, so vastly different from your playstyle. Me, I can have a mage, Abu can have a mage. With different talents of the fire barrage, it can do pretty much completely different stuff for both of us. So this is a huge variety that can be applied for your character. We want to make it simple so that we can explain how to play Scars of Honor with just 2 sentences. Yet we want to have a deep systems for the hardcore players. So if you really spend time in playing Scars of Honor, you can go to a level that is truly a master level, and you can clearly see that this guy is someone who knows how to play the game. This is why the question was completely amazing. And let us know all of go ahead and ask us questions that really are bothering you, because we are here for that.
Yes, absolutely.
By the way, I want to clarify, because people are like fighting over the chat or on what's the content of the test. So what you saw on the stream is the content of the test, pretty much, just to clarify. So you have the 2 hubs, but the 2 hubs are closed off, guys. They are just a city square where you can hang out, you can chat, you can play a few modes, not all of them because we're reworking them. So you can socialize there. That's the most PvE part at the moment of the test. And that's the Battleground. Right now, we could have implemented the old arenas, but we did not for 2 reasons. 1, they need a visual overhaul. 2, they need a redesign, because they were meant for an older combat.
Exactly.
Actually, 3, we don't care right now, because we need to test the combat in a very, focused environment. We cannot just we really need to test it there in the Battleground and see how this works as a game mode as well. So it's very important for us that we get this right. Yeah, I mean, you get in the new architecture, because you're gonna have the hubs with the new human architecture and the new undead architecture. You simply cannot leave the towns. That's the main difference from the open world. You simply cannot leave the town. But just to clarify, that's the content of the next test. There's not gonna be an open world, there's not gonna be open areas, there's not gonna be any PvE. Again, because right now every NPC is absolutely brain dead, because we're working the AI. Really, not because we don't want to show you a PvE, because we're working it right now. In the later tests, there's a solid chance we're gonna have some PvE content, but that's down the line right now. Let's focus one thing at a time.
And guys, we will surprise you the same way as we surprise you right now with this brand new combat. PvE will again surprise you, so just give us time for that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot coming. Enough said.
Yeah, there's a question for the BGs. When you go in as a party with friends, will you be going against other parties? I mean, it's quite.
It is
Yeah.
combination. It is a combination. Basically, if you go like 5 of you and you sign yourself, you guys are in a group. So you can go like if there is another group of 5, you can by a luck go against them, or you can go against 5 random people. But you, the 5 people, will be in one group. This is something that is how it is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, there's not gonna be any gatekeeping content because one of the questions was from Estelove.
Yeah.
I guess it's. My apologies if I'm butchering the name. If we're gonna gatekeep content like Lost Ark or Korean games, no.
No.
This is absolutely horrible. I mean, our approach is Western, so there's not gonna be a stamina bar that you need to replenish with real money to keep going on an adventure. So don't worry, don't worry. It's never gonna. This has never even been considered.
Which is
Definitely.
absolutely great. And one last question before we close the session. I know you guys have plenty of questions, but make sure to keep them for the next time. Degabalm is asking how often will the updates be? At least we'll get bug fixes until new tests too.
So, something that is very, very important. Everyone who have access to PTR right now is basically having access to the older version of the game. Watching this stream, you can hop into PTR and you can see the game, how it looked like 6 months ago, how it looks now. Very good to create a comparison and just see the progress that we achieved in that short period of time. But, quite importantly, we need to say that after this test, this is what is gonna be on the PTR. So everyone who hops in will basically engage in this battleground, this mode, until we release the next PTR, because the test is a certain amount of days, which will give us a lot of feedback, a lot of things for us to tune and improve. But we need to constantly test this until the next release, and this is how PTR is gonna be from now on, as we already informed you in the previous stream.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Abo. Thank you so much, Veni, for the amazing showcase, for the amazing insights. And once again, I'm happy to be part of it, to have experienced Brazil Game Show, which was absolutely incredible, and great job to everyone, each one of you guys on the team. For all of us who was watching, thank you as well. Like, the comments and everything was absolutely positive, and I really, really would like to say thank you as well to the community. Everyone's watching us all over the social media platforms. And last but not least, there's going to be more streams. So I personally advise you to follow us all over social media, whichever one you prefer, because we have YouTube, we have our Discord, we have our TikTok, Facebook. You can follow us absolutely anywhere, and keep the notifications active so you can keep up with what is upcoming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Scars of Honor started as a passion project, and right now it is something that we present here at BGS.
Our motto is from the community for the community.
It is an absolute achievement what we have achieved through the years. The just dream come true. It is not easy, it is absolutely not easy to make an MMORPG of the scale of Scars of Honor. I'm so blessed that I have created a team that is truly capable of achieving everything that we need and everything that we should deliver to the community of Scarzavon. I'm pretty sure people will enjoy what we are demonstrating here. So I invite everyone to come and visit us.